but if we're not, somebody will shout out. So this will be session 38 of the Pie Friends in the Frostnyrrd Saga. Session title is The Best Laid Plans of Elves and Men, and that will become apparent as we go through the recap. Just to touch on a little bit of admin. So I've got a new screen, which means my setup is completely different this week. So if things look weird or like the scaling's off or whatever, shout out. I think I've got everything working, but without spamming a bunch of people who don't care with streaming tests. This is as good as I could get it working offline. So to recap, session 37, the price of freedom. So the group meet a man known as Gilus, who they discussed his plan of action, and this all revolved around breaking out a bunch of slaves from the nearby Kirkland Manor. Now, Kassar has other reasons to want to cause this man Kirkland harm. So it's mutually agreeable to our group that they would assist in this raid on the compound, free the slaves, and then maybe see what else happened. So the group has decided they would follow this up and begin the next night at sundown. They spent much of the rest of the evening in the inn, going over their plans before getting up early the next morning. Finishing off their shopping, Duvan and Ulfar decided to go and speak to somebody known as Old Sark, who they'd heard about in the village, and an altercation broke out, in which, we'll see how that plays out later, but Old Sark appears to be some sort of wizard, and not a particularly agreeable wizard. I am getting feedback from somebody, so if you're not using the noise suppression with Discord, it's really good. Set it up, it is great. So finally, the group decided to head out of Badir, head east, and then loop back around and wait for nightfall before enacting their plan. And that's where we're going to pick up. So I will do this in the right order, because I have a lot less screen real estate.
Looks okay to me.
Okay.
Right. Where the hell are we? Oh, right. We're still in the market, are we?
No, you had left town, and whoever was going with
yeah.
Ulfar had gone with Ulfar, and whoever had gone with the others had gone with the others.
Yeah, it's me, Ulfar, and Kretel, I believe, isn't it? And Duvar.
Which one of the teams?
No, we all went that way because they were talking about going. We all went that way because they were talking about going around the other way, weren't they? And then decided not to because it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you all left the town and went east, and then some looped back round through the forest, and it's a good opportunity to show off the revamped map. If that wants to change for everyone, it's not changing for me. I don't know if it's changed for you.
Nope.
Nope.
Fantastic.
Working as intended.
Yes. There we go. It's really slow.
Blocky as fuck. There we go. Nope, no, I've died. No, no, we're back in.
Sorry.
There we go.
So yeah, you'd fled town to the east, and then you'd loop back through these woods and ended up in positions around the estate, waiting for nightfall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So me and Cluck are south of the temple, and everyone else is in the woods. To the east of the compound. I think that's what we decided.
Yep. Yep.
And I presume we can probably just fast forward till nighttime now, unless anyone has anything they need to particularly do.
I mean, we're not on the road.
No. I presumed you've made some attempt to cover
so.
yourself.
Let's put those over here for. Fuck, you need to move again.
So who wants to do what?
No, you're over the other side, Cluck.
There's Ulfar.
Me down here.
He's
Not
just
over there.
circling around going, I don't
Not that
know.
way.
Down
Yeah, there you go. That way.
Strike Team Alpha down here.
So I guess we're gonna wait for evening to set in.
Yeah. Some good darkness, and then go. And then me and Cluck are obviously waiting for our compatriots in this creepy, crappy religious order.
Okay, so I'd like you all just to make a perception check at this point, and we'll use this one for your entire time that you're sat waiting.
Oh, good.
Oof.
Equally terrible. There we go. Clock is switched on.
Yeah.
Good. One good one on each side. That's what we need.
Making use of Beyond 20.
Okay. So Duvar and Clock, you will both notice not only a wagon arriving at the compound sometime in the afternoon, but just before nightfall, you will see two riders ride up to the compound, stable their horses, and go inside. Now, one of these appears to be like a very tall and yeah, just like a very tall bulk of a man. It's nobody you recognise in particular.
Never
Big
jump.
boy.
You can just tell by his frame he looks like, you know, huge.
Right. I'll relay this information to my colleagues with me.
I will relay this to Ulfar.
And I will say, fuck.
My God, he's huge. Look at that beautiful man.
That thick boy.
Two more, you said.
So you
Two more
saw
plus a wagon and half a name.
yeah, a wagon.
Yeah.
Now, you couldn't tell what was in the wagon, but there was a number of people with it.
What type of stupid question? Probably. What type of wagon was it? Was it an open back one with a sheet over the back of it, or was it like a high arch one? It's probably not important.
It was wagony type.
Okay. Perfect example.
It's not too dissimilar from Gamin's wagon, but the back was entirely covered, so you couldn't see the contents.
Roger.
Okay, so probably carrying goods rather than people. Would that be a safe assumption?
Or dead bodies.
Uh,
But was there space for people in the back of it?
I mean, if there's space for something in the back, there's space for people in the back.
No,
It didn't look like a megabus, if that helps.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a person wagon. You know.
No, it doesn't look like a carriage. It looks like a wagon.
Megabus.
Yeah. Now, it's not to say that you couldn't put people in the back of a wagon. Ask Duvar. But and you've all ridden in a transport wagon before, so you know.
Yeah. Okay.
In fact, I'm trying to think, have you ever seen a carriage at any point during this adventure? And the answer is probably no.
No. Bit too
The only
high,
carriage I can think is, wasn't there one on the road when we were coming this way? Wasn't
No, that was once again a wagon surrounded
wagon
by
again.
fruit.
That was several wagons in a convoy.
Oh, okay. Anyway, all this interesting talk about a wagon.
Right.
So we probably want to leave them, let them go in, and
Yeah, so this wasn't like the wagon arrived during the day. and
Okay.
the two riders arrived before it went dark. Now, you had made your plans to meet Gilus and his men after dark, and then you would sort of act upon that point.
David,
Mhm.
have we seen a rough idea of the any sort of patrol going around the wall? Like, how often are we seeing guys walking along the wall?
With your role of art, you have seen nothing. But Cluck
Okay,
and
Cluck
Duvar will have seen sort of like what appears to be a couple of men in the livery of sort of what you've learned is the Kirkland estate. And they seem to be making patrols of the walls, but they're not like walking in circles around it. They just seem to walk sections every now and again and then disappear out of sight.
Okay. Was Duvar able to tell how many? Were they identifiably different, or could he not tell the difference between them? They just looked like guards in the same uniform.
They looked humanoid guards in uniform.
Yeah. Okay. So unless you could only tell how many were there at a given time, you couldn't work out how many were patrolling the walls. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you could only see. Yeah. Now you never saw more than one group at once, but that doesn't mean anything.
Okay. Yeah. No. Obviously.
So when do we begin our side?
I think that it was like once you have good cover of darkness, it's straight away. Because at the very least, you need to take the gate sharpish. That was, I think, the idea. I think that's what we came to the agreement was. Once you had full cover of darkness, you were going to take the gate and then push in from there. And obviously, we
We're going to subdue them, weren't we? We weren't going to kill them. We're going to subdue them.
Yeah, as best as that works. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to poke them with your stick, Pete.
Well, I was expecting Kazar to poke them with his sword.
I technically don't own a sword.
Well, daggers and whatever you got.
Poke 'em with
An arrow.
something.
Poke them with an arrow.
Then me and Cluck were going to go with these order guys over the wall on the west
Alright,
side.
so yeah, I guess we'll just wait until it gets dark.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye. I think we'll keep an eye out on the place, and just to see if there's anything else going on, anything interesting going on. To see if we can spot anything else. See if we notice anything about the guards at the front gate. That type of thing.
So I'm going to assume then that you're doing. It's not assuming. You said you're doing nothing else. Nothing else draws your eyes based on your roles. So night will fall. Ulfar and Cluck, sort of like 20 or so minutes after the sun goes down, Gilus will appear with two of his men. He will explain that. Sorry, go on.
Is the compound lit in that? Could we move into the compound without torches, or will we not be able to see?
So it's well. Let's have a look. What? It's not a particularly bright night. There is a lot of cloud cover. It would be very difficult to see very far. Now you've been out long enough that you've got some semblance of night vision. So those
What phase
without
of the moon are we in?
uh
Will we get any help from the moon in the breaks in the cloud?
no. They're both waning.
Damn you, moon.
Yeah. Waning. We've gone through. Like if just to prove that I am not lying to you. Here on the stream is the current day and the moon phases.
Okay, right.
Yep. So just to sorry finish that off. So there is like you've acclimatized enough to see into the evening. And you can see lights around the main house, but you can't see any around the slave areas or any of the vines or even the warehouse.
So we'd have like enough ambient light that we probably wouldn't fall over, but not like great depth of vision.
Yeah, so you, as long as you don't look too much at the house, you'll be able to sort of find your way there without lighting a light. But like you, if there was somebody stood in darkness 20 feet in front of you, you wouldn't necessarily see them unless you've got dark vision.
No worries.
Where was his flaming maul left?
It's wrapped up in a in a rug in my pack, so it's you can't see it. It's completely hidden.
Okay.
Also means I can't use it.
Well, until you need to.
I guess since it's dark, we'll head on to the back out onto the road then, shall we?
You want to go back onto the road? You're happy with it going back onto the road and not just following the fence round or anything like that? I suppose it doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, back onto the road is fine.
Okay, so Ulfar and Cluck, Gallus will appear with two of his men, and he will explain that that the other who planned to come with them has had a change of heart, and that while they are annoyed, they understand.
Is this Shurker? Is he trustworthy? Does his distance compromise the mission? Could he have revealed our plans to Kirkland or his people?
He says that he doesn't suspect. He thinks that well, he would understand his fear at what they're about to embark on, but he doesn't think that he would like do anything to sort of give
Put
them away or
grasses up.
anything.
Okay, I'm trusting you on this. Okay.
He will add to that that if he thought that they were in trouble, he would tell you now.
Okay. Then
As long as we're not going to be compromised.
we should make our way to the wall. Our friends should be making our way to the gate as we speak. This needs to be done quickly and efficiently. We'll keep an eye on the wall as we move towards it. We do not want to have to deal with guards on the wall as we climb over.
So, with the plan as it is, I'm going to take up a position, I'm going to get to this house and walk around this side, and take up a position around here.
I'd be like, why? So we're gonna go and
Oh,
talk to him.
just in case you fluff up the stun, I can take them out.
Alright.
Okay, so as you approach the house, I would like you all to make stealth checks. Those with armor will have disadvantage in doing so.
Stealthy, stealthy, stealthy.
Oh dear. Clunky,
Off to a
clunky,
good
clunk.
start. Good start.
You knew it was going to happen.
You need to oil that armor, dude.
Okay. Thankfully for he is outside, and there's no reason to suspect that his so him trying to be as quiet as he can does carry a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be causing any unease in the village or at the guard huts. Now you can see there is at least two men currently stood in one of the huts, and they appear to be playing cards. Cluck and Ulfar, you will make it to the wall with Gylus with no what's the word I'm looking for? But no incident.
Okay. Oh, we've not seen
Do we
any
see-
patrols on the wall as we've moved towards it.
And do you see anybody at the gates?
Yes, the two that I spoke to you about.
Yeah, just checking and see if they're still there. That's all.
I just said the two in the guard hut playing cards.
Oh, they're in. Oh, okay. I thought. Okay.
David, presuming that we don't see any guards coming along the wall in our direction, we'll make the Ulfar will make the job of jumping over the wall and suggest everyone else does in whispers.
We're not supposed to approach the gate. Oh, right.
Do I make it over the wall?
Yeah, I'd say the wall is tall, but it's by no means a fortification. It's more like a boundary than anything. So you can easily scramble across without any sort of check.
Okay, cool.
There's armor across the top of the wall.
I suggest we give time a moment, look to see if any guards are walking the compound and if any chaos ensues at the gate. Clark, what do you think?
Sorry, what was that? I was having a sneezing fit.
I said we should wait here just over the wall to see if we see any sign of any guards or any calamity at the gate. Not too long, but just give it an idea.
That would be a wise decision. Don't want to go running in there until we know that the other guys are at least in.
Okay.
Yep. So from this distance, Cluck and Ulfar, you can see the sort of the house quite well illuminated in front of you. And I would like you both now to roll a perception check. It's about 150 feet away from you, and obviously you've got these slave houses and buildings in front of you. Okay, so
Cluck still the eyes of the ground.
yeah, so Cluck, with your bird-like instinct and drawn to movement, you can see on the side of the house facing you, there's two towers. There are a number of torches lit up around the towers, providing some sort of illumination around the compound. But you can see sort of like dark figures like moving from time to time in each tower.
Okay.
And you can see at least it appears to be at least one person in each of the towers.
Okay, I'll sort of say to Ulfar, it's like, do you actually see anything, or it's like because I can see some figures that are moving around in those two towers.
It's fucking dark. I can't see anything. But
That's okay. Well, I'm telling you, there are some figures that are moving around in those two towers.
Trust you. I turn to Gylus and his guy, and I'm like, once we are inside the slave quarters, I presume they are manacled. How do you intend to break them free?
So after Gylus and one of his comrades have climbed the wall, a hefty bag will be thrown over and it will hit the ground with a bit of a metal clunk. And Gylus will sort of like pick it up, open it up, and show you. And inside there's like what appear to be like blacksmithing tools.
It's like a big pair of cutters, sort of thing.
Yeah, not so much bolt cutters, but like a hammer and some pitons and other such like crowbars and stuff.
Oh, fucking loud. This plan.
Save that thought. We will flip back to Kretel, Duvar, and Kassar, who are on the main road.
So what
This
they're
is
doing
where-
with their stealth roll, I'll go just move across the road to there.
So at any point, anybody can choose to take disadvantage on stealth to give somebody else advantage. So, for example, Kasar, with you being like, you could try and help cover for Kretel and give him a normal roll if you take the disadvantage.
Okay.
Wouldn't be
I
surprised.
just want to see like the two guards playing cards. Are they in this hut or the left or right hut essentially?
The left hut.
Right. Okay.
So the left hut is the bigger of the two. It appears to like have a little like waiting room, whereas the right is like a little box.
Okay. Can I see them from where I am, or is it sort of built out of wood
No,
or brick? Or
the only window in that building faces out to the other box, the other thing. So like
Okay.
Duvar and Kretel can see them, but from your position, you've just got like a wall.
Okay.
We're better off where you were.
Well, I figure I'm gonna let you go in first, and then Krital and I come in after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will turn to Duvar and say, if you go up and like try and get them talking for a second, like distract them, so our approach is like easier,
Okay.
and you're more likely to get away with that from not being around these parts. So if they try and say anything, you quite easily just turn and say you don't know the local customs or anything like that.
Okay. I I take my water pouch out of my bag, which is full of ale, by the way, it's still full of ale,
Mm.
and I take a swig of it, and then I, using my drunken master technique, I look very drunk, and I wander up to the gate, and I stand there, and I start taking a leak on the side of the guardhouse.
Okay. Are you looking in? So Kretel and Duvar, you will see that Duvar's approach, not particularly stealthy, has drawn the attention of the two guards inside the house. One of them will throw his cards down on the table, pick up his mace from the table, and walk outside holding it. And as he opens the door, he will turn to you and say, "Fuck off."
I just need to take a leak. It's just really it's really important to me. I just got to do it.
So
You know how it is. I just gotta let it out sometimes. Get it out.
he will say, "I'll make your head leak in a second. Now fuck off."
Oh, no need for violence. Hold up both my hands. No need for violence. We're all friends here.
He takes a step towards you.
Let's take a step back.
He continues to take a step towards you.
I walk round the side of the guardhouse.
As he walks round to follow you, he will bang on the side of the guardhouse with his mace. And Kretel, you will see his colleague, his friend, his other guard, get up as well.
Alright, once he's left and starts walking around the corner, I'm going to start walking up.
Okay. Are you intending to be stealthy?
With my previous role, no.
So you're just going to walk up. You're going to make no attempt.
Well, I'm going to attempt, obviously,
Right. Okay.
but with that.
Yeah. So okay. So you're going to continue. You're going to walk up stealthily. Duvar, as this guy rounds the corner, what sort of distance are you from it?
I am from him. I am probably within the 5 meter range. Probably quite close.
Okay. So as he turns the corner, then he will ready his mace, and I would like at this point, Kretel, you can roll your stealth check, and then we will have all three of you roll initiative.
Do not.
Alright.
Sorry, isn't it 4 with 2 guards? Just checking.
The three of them.
Oh yes, of course. I forgot about Kasara being there at all. Hey,
Oh my
when?
god.
It's a great
There's all the good
disadvantage.
rolls. Get used to it.
It's good effort so far. Right, for the purposes of this, we will put some.
I did tell it to roll initiative, it just hasn't.
What did it roll?
Giant
there
fog.
it is.
Big man.
He's about. Gonna have to forgive the scale on this. We're just gonna have to work.
He's a tiny person.
And he's about there. Okay. So we've now got all the initiative. So Duvar, you are first to rack. So he turns the corner and seeing you stood there, he prepares to presumably smash your face, maybe whatever you were leaking out of. You're not really sure, but he certainly seems
Underhand swing.
he certainly seems to be doing you a mischief. Can you just very quickly roll a performance check for me, please? And this is to see how well your bluff at being drunk is. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm gonna still use his passive perception, so he's not suspicious, and like he's not going to actively look for anybody else. So there's no chance of him being aware of Cretel, for example.
And how far is Cretel from? He's not. The other guy's not come around the corner yet.
The other guy's not come around the corner yet. He's only just emerging from the house, and Cretel has. So if you were by the tree, Cretel,
Yep.
you'd probably be about halfway there. So like I'd say you're probably 30 to 40. So the tree's about 90 feet away. So you're going to be about say 45 feet when this starts to go down.
That's fine.
Okay. Duvar, you are the first to act in what will probably be your last act as a character in this little production. What do you?
Good question. I presume there's no straight knockouts here. We're in initiative, so it's now
Yes, there's like you can't. Well, you could presumably knock them out without a fight. But realistically, like it was always going to go into combat at some point.
Yeah.
You have succeeded in pulling them away from the house, which is where you suspect if they've got anything to alert the main house, that's where it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fairly obvious to all of you that if there was anything to send a signal up to the main house, it would be there.
Okay. Well, I will. I'm gonna belt him one. I presume quickly, as quick as I can. Whip out the bow off my back, and
Bow?
quarterstaff. Sorry, and belt him one, and I'm gonna probably use what's it called? The stunning one.
Stunning strike.
Let's. Yeah, we'll use stunning strike.
Yeah, remember, you roll that after you see if you hit or not.
Yes.
So you just try and hit him first.
So now you're pretty close to him. You can see he's like a brutish sort of man. He's in the livery of a sort of the household here, and he's wearing what appears to be like some leather armor underneath that tabard of his. But they look like they've seen a few instances in there. They're pretty like mauled looking. He's probably had his nose broken at some time in the past. So just so you know what sort of characters you're dealing with.
He's a beautiful fellow, you mean? Okay.
To Duvar, who is equally as battered in his life, yes.
Right. Okay. We'll go for the. Let's see where this gets us.
Okay, an 18 is a hit.
Excellent. There's a 1d8. It doesn't roll like that. Sorry.
Nope. This is where you should have let the add-on do your dice rolling.
Tough. Hadn't got that bit set up. I had it for the other one.
So he will take 8 points of damage and your DC is. Remember what your DC is for your stunning strike.
You're stunning.
15? Give me a second. Stunning strike. It doesn't have a DC on it. It says you can interfere with a man's body where you can hit. There you go, you can see it. Saving throw or be stunned.
Yeah, you will have a DC.
Okay, so it must be the Kai one then. There is a Kai one somewhere.
Yeah.
DC 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier.
So
Kai save DC.
11, 14.
I should just.
DC is 14. Key DC is 14.
Yeah, perfect. Right, so he's a Constitution saving throw of 14.
Where does it say that?
He succeeds. So all you've done is succeed in like wallop him on the side of the head.
Yeah, right. Well,
You tried.
it's a start.
Do it again.
Yes, could do it again.
Quite Ulfar. Otherwise, I will take your sending spell slot off you.
Okay.
And just instinctively just says to do that because he knows it's going to happen. You're going to need to hit him more than once. That is also a hit.
Excellent. Okay. Another 8.
Okay, and are you stunning striking that as well?
Yes, please. I need to mark these down.
He's knocked unconscious with the second hit.
Beautiful. That's what we're looking for.
So he's now stunned until the end of your next turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's it's a silly question, but excuse me, I'm new. Is there any way to tie him up or anything like that? Is there any way I can get rope out and tie him
You
up?
have any rope?
You can restrain him. It would take an action to do so, which you have just used.
Yeah, so I'll have to wait until my next turn to do.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all I want to do for now.
Okay. So Kasat, you don't see what's happened with Duvar and his friend, but you do see the other guards just stepped out of the house and is walking towards you. And can you see where Kretel is? You don't have dark vision, do you?
No, I don't.
You can't see
I
Kretel either.
I was gonna have the same action no matter what happened wherever
Mhm.
else anyway. So I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Player's Prey on the dude coming out. And then I'm gonna take a ready action. The prompt being if I see anyone try to move back towards the guard boxes. And do I have to tell you what the action is going to be, or do I just have to tell you what the prompt?
Yeah, you have
is
to
gonna
tell me
be?
what the trigger and the action is going to be. He's also out of range of your
Okay.
Slayer's Prey.
Oh, is he?
He's
Okay.
about
In which
90
case,
feet from you.
okay. In which case, ignore that. And the ready action is going to be to fire the walloping ammunition at him
Mhm.
and try and aim for his knee to take him out.
So if he turns
Arrow
around
to
and
the
heads
knee.
back to the hut, you're going to try and essentially
Put
incapacitate
some
him.
arrows in the knee.
Yeah.
Yes, put some arrows in his knee.
Okay. Okay. The thugs. So let's see. gonna say. I'm just gonna have him make an intelligence check to see if he's gonna put two and two together and realize like clug means danger around the corner. No. So he will round the corner, and seeing you in a stick and his buddy in a heap, he's going to come at you with his mace.
Okay.
It's not on fire, is it?
It's not on fire. Now there is obviously light coming out of the hut, and there's like the sort of braziers in the gateway, but there's no light sources on them. So like Kassar's pretty much hidden from sight. Kutel is hidden from sight because they're in darkness, and these guys don't have dark vision. So he is going to attempt to bludgeon you with his mace.
That sounds fun.
The first attack is a 13.
Is a miss. I have an armor class of 17.
Second is a 23.
And that is a hit, sir.
And he will deal you 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow! That stang.
Enough to nick your carapace.
Oh.
No, he's like clonked him on the head.
Oh, okay.
Again, it's probably his toughest part. And that brings us around to you, Kratel. As far as you're aware, nobody knows you're there.
Okay, I will move forward a bit because I've got like 30 feet of movement. I won't quite make it all the way there.
Still attempting to be undetected.
Yeah.
Make your check. Because it's fun, right? Like I'm not sure they could do anything even if they were aware of you, but like if you do get to them, I will give you a surprise. Nope.
Ooh, Jesus.
So yeah, Duvar, your attention's sort of drawn away from the blow you've just received as you hear like sort of the rustle of plate, or what are you wearing? Chainmail? It's probably chainmail, isn't it?
Chain, yeah.
Yeah, you can just hear like sort of a chain a chain sort of scraping along the floor or something. Okay, so you've closed the distance, Kratel.
And can the one that isn't like looking a bit dopey on the floor, so the other one needs to do a wisdom saving throw
Okay.
against 16.
He fails.
He is paralyzed.
Okay. And that is for a minute.
Yep, concentration though.
Okay, so that will bring us round to Duvar. So Duvar, you now have the one you've hit unconscious by your feet,
Yeah.
and sort of going, and the other one's just sort of like froze and fell over.
Harder. Okay. The one that I've knocked on the floor, I'd like to attempt to tie up.
Okay.
Or restrain with rope if possible.
Gag it.
And gag him.
Yes, I think somebody yelling "gag him" probably negates the reason for him to be gagged. Okay.
He's near. Kratel's right near now, so he we could have that conversation technically.
Okay, so you take out your rope and you're going to tie him up.
Yes, please.
What are you going to gag him with?
I am gonna gag him with something. Give me a second.
What he was leaning up against the wall using.
I'm gonna leak in his mouth.
Remember, it's PG-15. It isn't. There is a warning for anybody joining. So yes, none of us can control ourselves.
Some of my clothes, I guess. I don't know. The rope. It's part of the rope.
Part of the rope. Okay.
Yep. I'm going to use the rope to tie it around his, tie it around the back of his head. Put it in his mouth
Mhm.
to try and attempt to stop him from being able to make a sound.
Okay.
Sound.
Can you make a sleight of hand check for your tying of the rope, please?
Okay.
Okay, so he's now tied up and restrained. You still have all of your movement and any bonus action.
Okay. What else do we do? Looking at the other one, that one's guy's paralyzed and it's not doing anything, is he? So there's nothing we need to do here. I suppose it's best to pull them further out the way, if we can. Is that possible?
Yeah, you should be able to sort of like you could drag them behind the house together.
Yep.
Okay. I say at this point we can probably break the initiative. I will keep the turn order just in case. So Kasai, you don't see either of them return, and presumably we see Kratel move that way with them, and let's kind of take that as you will.
Do I hear any noises of any sort?
Make a perception check.
Is he technically close enough to hear the verbal part of my spell?
No, he's like 60 feet away. Isn't he?
He's like 90 feet away.
90 feet away.
Oh.
Probably not. Yeah, you probably probably hear something, but it could be anything.
In which case, to be honest, what I probably do is walk forward my 25 feet and do the same ready action. Take a knee.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you walk forward, at this point they're probably going to be in the dark of the house and out of the sort of light of the torches.
Yeah.
But like you can now like stop using initiative and just go through what you'd like to do. So you've currently got so as you approach Duvar, you will see he is tying up one of the guards, and the other is like non-responsive on the floor.
How long does that spell last?
For a minute or
It'll
so.
last a minute, but it's like long enough that you will have time to do something. I'm not just going to say, "Oh, you've lost a minute. He's awake."
Yeah.
If I get enough time to get to there, then I'll pull out some rope and start tying up the other guy who's lying on the floor.
Yeah, you'll have enough time to do that. So if you just want to make a sleight of hand check for that as well.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, that one ain't going anywhere.
Okay, so both.
Once he's tied up, I'll just gag him as well.
Okay. All right. What do you want to do now?
Where should we leave them? Should we leave them in the guardhouse, do you think?
Give him the cluck.
Yeah, I was thinking that if we put them back in the guardhouse, then it's probably the best place to keep them out of the way, and they shouldn't be able to move for now.
Yes, and if they've got some sort of rudimentary alarm system in there, I'll try to disarm it.
Sounds like
Just
a
in
plan.
case.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, I'll grab the legs of one of them and just start dragging them then.
Same.
I'll keep a lookout just to see if there's anybody else coming by, and look into the compound and see if there's anything that is going to bother us. So I'm looking for guards or a sign of any guards coming.
Okay. Our friends in the fields.
Right. The way I see it, you, my friends, we will walk towards the slave quarter. You get in there which do me and Clark will stand on and hopefully keep you from being disturbed. Does that seem adequate to you?
Gallus will.
You ready to play guard dog Clark?
Let's go.
Okay, so yeah, we will stealthily try to get to. This is the slave quarters as we know. Is that right?
Yes. Apologies if
yeah.
you're watching on the stream. I'm just trying to bring them into into focus because they're right off the edge of my my crop. Hopefully that's not too bad. So you're moving up towards the quarters.
Yes, we're trying to stealthily get there, and then me and Clark will sort of hide in the shadows either side, looking for anyone that's going to cause any problems.
Okay.
While the others go inside and hopefully get the job done.
I will just throw this up.
Zoom out.
Yep. So rough representation of the slave building. So you're going to approach from down.
And this is the building we're aiming for, correct?
Give me a second, and I will go through it with you because I'm sure you would like to know what Gallus is going to say at this. This is all taking place while our friends are at the gate. And let's get somebody to represent Gallus. Perfect. So Gallus will point out that there are slaves in several of the buildings. He will point to the building in the centre and say, we think that is a guardhouse. Be careful.
Okay.
Let's
And
not go barging into that.
you can see a light illuminating from one of the windows, whereas the rest of them seem to be quite dark in comparison.
Okay. Then presumably we will stealthily work our way towards the closest slave to
Yeah.
place.
So Gallus and his companion will head inside this house. And you can see inside there are a number of slaves shackled up in little beds. You'll also notice that what the sort of the third person of the group has stayed back behind the outer wall. So one of them threw tools over and has presumably stood guarding.
Okay.
So it's down to the four of you.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we leave them to get on with it and keep an eye out for. Can we? Is there windows into this guardhouse at all?
Yes, there is light spilling out into the street.
From where we are, without drawing attention to myself, can I see through?
So there are windows on this side and this side.
Okay.
So I don't have control of my token, David.
Yeah, you just want everything, don't you?
Yeah.
I
Not
want
too
to
much
be able.
fast.
I want to be able to run around and smash stuff. There you go.
Give it time.
I would like Ulfar, Cluck, and Gaelus to roll a stealth check, please.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Mm.
Stealthy 20. Oh.
Okay.
Not the soft creature.
No.
Crashes through the bushes.
No. So you take cover behind the bushes, Ulfar. and you
What's
can
that rustling outside?
you can see into the building in front of you, and you can see sort of a couple of shadowy shadows, and you will hear a dog start to bark.
Oh, God damn it.
And this causes the shadows inside the house to move.
Can we pinpoint where the bark's coming from? Which sort of direction?
In the guardhouse, presumably.
Oh, it's actually coming from in the house itself.
You're gonna kill the dog.
Then we're gonna give it to McNair to put in a pie.
Okay, so there's so Guileless, and you can hear sort of like the soft beating of metal coming from inside the house, and obviously this single dog barking and movement you can soon see in the guardhouse in front of you.
Cluck, it is our job to keep whatever comes out of that guardhouse busy / dead to
Dead.
get this job done. So I suggest we get as much into the darkness as possible, and if they come too close, we make our move.
We must do what has to be done.
Yes.
Cluck's so disappointed. Oh well. Is it oh
Oh,
well?
no.
Is it oh well, or is it oh boy, here I go killing again?
I have magic to hold people still, so the dog might be your job, Cluck.
The dog will have a scimitar sticking out for its brain. Maybe. Depending how friendly it is. I might have to give it some mouldy cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're pulling back into the shadows and just keeping an eye out.
Yeah. Okay. And do either of you have dark vision?
No.
Don't think so, no.
Okay, so you're sort of stumbling around as you make your way here, which it's not impossible to see. It just means that you can't see very long. But for the purposes of this, I'm not going to bother putting dynamic lighting on because it's just a faff for all involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you sneak back into the shadows, I will let you roll another stealth check to see how well you attempt to hide.
It went so well the first.
Hey, I'm giving you a chance for redemption.
Exactly the same roll.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. It's just like, everybody go very quietly. For the Storm Lord, very quiet.
Storm Lord!
Oh shit.
Okay, so you will see ahead of you. First of all, you'll see light start to come around the corner, and then you'll see shortly afterwards a dog on a chain and two men behind it. One of them carrying a.
Fucking giant dog.
And the dog is it's pretty big, and it seems to be pulling on the chain and is leading them in your direction. But you are currently going to be beyond their torchlight.
Can I see both of them clearly?
You will as they round the corner.
Okay. As they both come round the corner, I'm going to cast Hold Person on both of them simultaneously.
Okay.
So Wisdom DC 14 check. Both.
Wisdom DC 14. Let's see how they do. They both fail.
So they are both paralyzed.
Okay.
Oh no, I just got a really, really horrible image in my head of his hand paralyzed, still attached to the chain, and the dog just pulling them behind.
No, thankfully he releases the dog. Unthankfully, he releases the dog.
Yeah.
Let's roll initiative.
I was going to say it's Cluck's turn.
So
I do not take my initiative button.
I didn't click on my guy, so you'll have to add me.
Yeah, I've got my guy clicked, but I have no initiative.
click it out of D&D Beyond. Get rid of all those losers. And Ulfar was.
So last, regardless.
Yeah.
I was concentrating.
And
Where we quiet.
and one more for.
Beethoven's coming to get you.
Okay. So
Malma or something like that, wouldn't it?
as they are both paralysed, first, a couple of things will happen. The torch will fall onto the floor, and the dog will go ballistic, having been let off its lead, and come storming at you.
I figured as much.
And I will double check his move. I'm pretty sure he can move. Yeah, he's got plenty of. So he will make it to you, and he is going to attempt to bite you round the throat. In the way that big dogs are, sort of like trained to attack people and pull them down.
Yeah.
They're trained to bite them on the arm. Have you
No.
ever watched
Police dogs
UK Border Force?
Police dogs are trained to bite you on the arms. Dogs controlled by nefarious
Bugs.
people, probably not as well inclined to train the dog that way. The dog rolls a 16 to hit.
It doesn't hit.
Okay.
So I just sort of like backhand it as it comes towards me.
That brings us round to you, Clark.
Down Fido.
I will advance on the dog and proceed to attack it with my scimitar.
Okay. Okay. Cluck decapitates the dog.
He does.
And there is this horrible whimper and this bone crunching like noise as he just flop 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 as the head like rolls on the floor in front of you, Ulfar.
Okay, and I'm going to immediately wipe my scimitar and put it away, and then drag the dog into some bushes out of sight,
Okay.
wherever the nearest bush would be. Assume am I on the bush?
Yeah, I think you stood in it.
Okay, I'll drag the corpse into the bush that's out of sight.
Okay, I'd like you both to make a perception check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Distracted.
What else do you want to do?
You guys slightly distracted.
I think they're celebrating their victory over this mighty beast.
I'm just glad that it had so little hit points. I was like, 'cause that's the problem. Dogs are noisy.
So I don't think I have enough movement. Where was I? Here, not there. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to move. I'll just sort of move behind the house. As I'm doing, so I'll sort of say to Ulfar, I assume we're planning on tying these two guys you've paralysed up.
That's
Okay.
the plan.
So, Cluck, as you move behind the house, you are shot through the window, which you're now sort of like standing with your back to.
Oh, good.
Not well.
Yes,
It just bounces off the armor.
it does bounce off the armor. But you are now acutely aware that you are not alone.
So, sorry, David, has someone opened a window or are they shot through the glass above?
Through
it's
the
just come-
glass.
I see it's just come through the window.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not our turn yet. Whose turn is it?
It is not. So, past clock. You both hear voices now the window has been broken.
Fuck.
Let's see. I'd say at that point you can probably see this man with a torch running from the house up towards the estate.
Joy? Of joys.
I'll sort of say to Ulfar, like, could you cast a spell on him, or is he too far away?
Yeah, so that will bring us round to your turn, Ulfar.
Okay. The voices inside. Rough guess: 1 people, 2 people, 10 people.
Based on your perception roll, no clue. You just heard somebody say something.
Yeah. Okay. So
And a
just
crossbow come through the window.
Yeah, you heard the crossbow come through the window first. That was your first suspicion that there might be somebody else inside the house.
Yeah. Okay. Then I
Thunderwave.
to him.
Smashes all the glass and the windows.
And a sonic boom.
And
Everybody's so quiet. It's so tense.
I will attempt to cast Hold Person on this guy running in as well. So I want another DC 14 check.
Can you do that while holding it on the other two?
Depends. I imagine you would make my you maybe want some check.
You can't concentrate on 2 spells at once.
Okay, no worries there. Okay, so I can't do that. Okay.
Yeah, you know,
Fine.
your concentration lasts until you cast another concentration spell or you
Yeah,
lose your spell
okay,
through
no worries.
whatever.
Okay, so that puts that plan out of whack. Okay.
It is a good idea though. I cast Thunderwave. God, it's what you do every time you get into trouble.
Well, at least we'll know that there will be something that there was something going on.
Yeah,
that
so
needed
yeah,
Yeah. There's the signal.
the secret signal for help is a boom of thunder.
there is some. Normally I would, but this new strange ring has made me a smarter man.
Where's your Stormlord now?
Seriously, I could just tear it down. But it's not. Right.
Hit with a bolt of lightning.
Yeah, fuck it. He's not a bright man.
That's never a good start to something.
I am
No.
calling. Oh no, I can't.
Light the 2 people up.
Light them up.
Light them up.
Okay.
It is really tense, isn't it?
So that
It's tense because it's who's gonna fuck it up first. That's the.
I think they were hoping that you guys messed up.
I'm gonna take my javelin and I'm gonna stab it through the one directly in front of his throat on the ground.
Okay.
No.
So you're gonna attack the paralyzed man on the ground.
Oh, I thought Cluck was bad.
I am pragmatic.
Okay, so
They can't get in. Is necessary.
See, Cluck just wanted to tie them up.
We don't have time for that shit.
they probably should have made a wisdom saving throw looking at this.
They should have. I was hoping you would forget about that.
Whoa,
It has
whoa,
been
whoa.
forgotten.
Too late now.
Too late. Moving on.
I
Dude,
stab him.
no, they're going to make their throws, and if you don't remind me how stuff works, things will go badly.
He will be punished with death.
Wisdom, yeah?
Okay, so depending on whether one of them gets up, that would have do. So yeah, wisdom DC 14.
One of them, the one on the left, gets up. Well, does he get up? No, he is still on the ground, but he is no
Not
longer
paralyzed.
like flopping like a fish. Cheeky Aries. Take the dog out of the turn order. It didn't do well.
Okay, then on my turn, I do is I will release my hold person and cast it again at 4th level, including the guy that's running into the camp. So I need DC 14 checks from all of them.
Okay, so the way I resolve this, just so there's no accusations of cheating, although I'm kind of on your side, is it's always from left to right at any one time. If they're
Okay.
in ties, it's from top to bottom.
Mhm.
So we want some saving throw. Mass
Some nice low ones.
It's a mass roll. So you want the third one to be bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the one who was paralyzed is no longer paralyzed.
Yep.
Sorry, the
So
one who was no longer
the-
paralyzed is reparalyzed. The one who was paralyzed is no longer paralyzed, and the one running will fall down and drop his torch.
Okay.
But does he land on the torch?
No, he's sort of like it's splayed out in front of him. If he snuffs out the torch, you can no longer see him, which would be funny.
Fun if he set himself on fire.
Okay, so just that'll be the end of my turn. But just which one is the one that's now awake?
This one.
That one's non-paralyzed. Okay. Okay. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. So it's taking a bit longer on a smaller screen. Okay.
Which one of these is dead, or are they both still alive?
They're both still alive. And at this point, Ulfar, from where you are, you will see this chap arrive from now.
Joys.
And he will take a step toward you, and he is carrying a longsword.
I'm sorry, guys. I tried the stealth approach. I really did.
Now, they don't know who's failed and who's not.
I did my job. I killed the dog.
If
You absolutely did.
If you can kill Cluck, then no one will know who failed. You can say, oh, it's Cluck's fault.
Bold.
That'd be an Aries move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's drawn his longsword and he will bring it down around you using a two-handed fighting technique.
Ooh, fancy.
The first
Fuck
one
me.
hitting for a 22.
Yes, it's gonna hit. I mean, if I let everybody get up.
The second one is a 18.
I have 18, so that hits as well. Just
Oh dear.
So it is 11 and 8 points of damage.
19.
No, 19.
I was going to say that the average age for all the people who fought in Vietnam.
Okay.
It is fun fact of the day.
Okay. And that would be the end of his turn. You will see he's also carrying a short sword on his belt, but he seems to be quite happy cleaving you in two with the long sword.
The Gladius. This one's a Gladius.
Yes, if you like, it's a gladius. Although,
Yes.
yeah, why not? Ulfar, I believe there is now a concentration save for you.
Yeah.
What is this to see if he catches all of his organs as they fall out of his body?
This
no,
is
to see if everybody wakes up and we're totally fucked. Let me check. So I've forgotten, what do I roll for?
So it would be 10 or half of the damage you've taken, rounded down, and it's always the higher of the two amounts. So it would just be a DC 10 con.
Yeah.
So as with my spellcasting modifier on it.
No, it's your con save. +3.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That is your spellcasting modifier, but that is coincidence.
Yeah. Okay. So I fail.
Okay.
Everybody paralyzed.
Okay. Cluck, you don't know anything yet.
Good.
You've just seen Ulfar get hacked. It is your turn. If you turn round in the dimness of the building, you can see the outline of a man holding a crossbow, and he's hurriedly reloading. The windows are on this side of the building are quite thin. It says they are some sort of thin arrow slits that have had glass put in them.
Okay. Do I see anybody else in the room?
Make a perception check. Because this guy's like stood like 5 feet away from you. It's pretty impossible to miss him now. You don't see anybody else in the room.
Okay. So if he's like, am I literally like, if I turn around, he's like there, stood at the window, effectively.
Yeah.
Is it enough to poke him with a sword in the throat?
You can attack through the window, although you're going to get disadvantage from that because you're going to have difficulties. Just because it's designed for shooting out of, not attacking through. But if you wanted to do it, Clock, you're more than welcome to.
No, I was just thinking of what else I could do. I was like thinking, should I light a torch and just throw a torch through the window and burn the place down? I think
Very
that may draw attention to ourselves. So I'm going to move.
Beginning me to think that there is nothing more you can do to draw attention to yourself.
Well,
But wait, folks, there's more.
I'm going to go to there and then.
Yeah, so as you turn the corner, you can see that Ulfar has his hands full with this sort of like sterner, meaner looking person. He looks like sort of like either a ringleader or like a sergeant or something.
Okay, I will attack him.
Okay. Who's having fun, kids?
We did our bit. This is fun for me.
Granted, your bit was the easy bit.
I'll
We
give
must save a
myself
fucking ton of slaves.
fighting spirit as well.
Okay.
I'm starting to wonder if we had too many people on the gate and not enough people in the
And then I will.
Yeah, foresight is sorry, it's not foresight. Hindsight is 2020. Thinking is not this group's forte. Okay, you hit, and you will deal him 10 points of damage.
next time Duval comes into the meeting.
And I will attack him again. Oh, I didn't put advantage on it. I'll have to do it again.
Yeah, do it again. We'll take the first slot of damage. 19 is a hit, so there's another 8 points of damage.
And I don't get my other side, do I?
Nope, you've used your bonus action. So I think the only other thing you could do at this point is to use your action surge. Is it called?
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? No, I won't.
Yeah, why not? No.
No, I was just thinking, yeah, I could probably use that later on. But, fuck it, no, I will.
How bold of you to assume there will be a later on.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, fuck it. Do that, then we will go again.
Go again. How many attacks do you think you have?
Loads.
You have 2 per action.
Yes, plus my action surge, and I get an extra.
Oh.
And I get an extra attack.
Well, you said fuck it, no.
No, then I said fuck it, yeah.
Okay. So you're using your action surge, so you have 2 more attacks, including this. So 19 is a hit.
Yep, and I'll dealing with first 6. And is he dead yet?
He does not look bloodied.
Oh, bloody hell. Let's go again.
Is he dead yet?
And you hit again and deal him 11 more damage. And at this point, he looks bloodied.
Okay.
So you seem to be getting the better of him.
I have no more attacks. You'd be pleased to know.
Okay. At this point, I'm just going to have Gaius and his friend roll into initiative. So, yeah, they'll go after clock. Why not? Okay, so at this point, you become aware of commotion behind you as a number of figures slip out of the house. And seeing, let's see. Let's see how brave they're feeling. It's going to be wisdom.
Fairly brave.
Yeah. Okay. 3 of them. So the Gaius and his friend come out, and 4 other figures appear. 1 will bolt, and the other 3 will act as if they're going to come and try and assist. So let's see. I don't think any of them can get there this turn. Yeah. So so Gaius and his man and 3 emancipated-looking people will come running up to assist. And that will bring us back round to our guards. They will stand up and move into engage you. So one's going to attack Ulfar, one is going to attack a member of the order.
Okay.
Let's see, normal. So the 2 against you, Ulfar. One is a crit. The 2 against Gaius's man. 1 is a hit.
Here come the crit dice, boys.
Yep. So 14 damage from the mace.
Oh,
Ulfar's now looking a little bloodied.
I'm looking, yeah, not great.
On this calm and stormless night.
You're probably the right person to be there. If that was me, if that was Duvar, he'd be in right trouble right now.
And the other one clunks Gallus' man.
Pitiful 5.
Yep. Let's see, what did the rest of them do? So the one with the crossbow will come out of the house. It's probably at this point got to put the crossbow down and pull out his mace and move to join the fray. Dash in to get there. And the one with the torch will stand up. He will pick up the torch and he will dash for the rest of his action, which gets him 30 feet. So up there. That brings us around to you, Ulfar.
Okay.
Almighty Stormlord, help me!
Okay.
Do a prayer, those have worked.
I will be. Shut up, you.
This is where Stormlord rocks back off his chair and like.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Mhm.
Actually, am I going to? No, I changed my mind. I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself. Bonus action. So.
How are you feeling, Ulfar?
A little better.
Kind of feel like you went to the gate instead?
Yeah.
If only you had somebody who was really good in a fight.
I would, and then as my action, I'm gonna drink a potion healing. I'm actually thinking the best thing I can do is be hit. That's my current thinking. So that's another 7 healing.
Not gonna have any health left
I
next round.
can't provoke I can't move without provoking. That's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Looking significantly safer.
Okay. So the longsword wielding man, having taken a couple of slashes from Cluck, will at this point disengage and move safely behind his cannon fodder.
Does he not get an opportunity?
He's
Do
disengaged.
Do I not?
So he spent his action to disengage, which means he will not provoke.
Okay.
But he means he doesn't attack either. Which is probably better for you, given that he's more of a leader of men. He's happy to see his boys bloodied a bit. Let's hope he doesn't pay for that mistake. Cluck!
I will. Seeing this man disengage. See red. I'd enter a bloodlusty rage.
Oh, don't hit me.
What sort of bloodlust are you going into, Cluck?
Full blood rush rage.
Okay.
No.
So that is giving yourself a +2 to hit and +2 to damage. Make an intelligence saving throw of -2.
I could give myself +4 to damage because I can use my rage and give me another +2.
Yeah, you could certainly rage as well.
I am raging.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Roll your intelligence saving throw. DC 16, Cluck.
Do.
Could have moved first. Just saying.
We're on 18 plus. Come on. Easy.
Shut up, gate boy.
Make that intelligence save, Cluck.
Yeah, good one.
Oh, boys.
Yes.
Okay.
See? Told you, easy.
Oh,
You
I've never been so relieved in my entire fucking life.
you seem to maintain conscious enough not to attack your allies in your fit of bloodlust. Please continue with your turn as normal.
So I'm going to stand here.
Okay, which
And I'm
way are you? Are you sort of like? Hang on, that's been hidden. Like this, yeah. Still being hidden for some reason. Yeah, are you going
Yep.
there first?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And I will continue my assault
Perfect.
on the madman. And I'll give myself fighting spirit again. Oh, what'd I give him? Oh, that's a crit.
16 points of damage.
Plus the extra 4. So 20 damage
20 points of damage. Okay.
on the captain.
Mhm.
How's he look?
Not good. You've slashed him, and he seems to be favouring one of his sides.
Okay, my second attack. I will go for him again. Because why the fuck not? I critted again.
Jesus Christ.
another
Okay.
so
Red.
10, 18, 22 damage is still.
Okay. That is enough to lop off his sword arm, which goes some distance away from him, still clutching his longsword, and he will fall over dead.
Well, have you got attacks left, or are you done?
That is me. That's me done. Clutch just goes, "Ah!"
I think you still have your bonus action, don't you?
Oh
No,
yeah.
no, fighting spirit.
no.
Sorry.
Right, no, yeah, no. That's it.
Okay.
David, the guy that was at the top of the map just disappearing, is that on purpose? I've just suddenly noticed he's not there anymore.
No, he's still there on mine.
He's there.
Still
Oh,
there.
sorry, I scrolled
Very,
down.
very, very far away now.
Sorry, I scrolled down and lost him.
He has not moved since his turn.
Yeah.
Looking forward to finding out how you're going to catch him.
Well, he can't see us at the moment. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
He can see you, and you can see him. So there is a torch on the floor near you that the original guards had.
Okay, so he may or may not run towards us.
So you saw him get up and run away from you on his turn.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Okay. So Guileless and his friend will both attack the guy in front of them with I think they've got spears. Yep, should not rolled with damage, but oh well. Dealing 10 points of damage to... No, not 10 points of damage, because one of those missed. Dealing 3 points of damage to him.
Which one?
This one. They're
Oh, okay.
both fighting him. Okay, I'm gonna have these guys all see how they react to the captain's death. They waver, but they fight on. And two of them will now press towards you. And the one will continue to fight the Gallus' man. So I'll resolve that one first. He hits one.
What's the resistance I get to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing?
You half it as long as it's non-magical.
Okay.
Okay, so Gallus' man now looks blooded. And the two attacking you will give each other advantage. So there's going to be 4 attacks with advantage on your clock.
Okay. So one hits.
And the rest miss.
One.
So 1 crit.
one crit.
Okay. So you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh, I forgot to add the slaves into the order. Okay, they can go next. Why are you being like this? Apologies, we have technical difficulty.
If it helps you, you can leave them out if you like, and just leave them on this, because I think you're just going to use the same as the 2 guys, Guileless and the other guy.
Nope.
Okay.
Because they don't have any weapons.
I'm just gonna try and kick him in the nuts.
Nope. They're going to try and mob this guy.
Okay, they're fucking up my plans.
And they're going to try and grapple him to the ground. Hey, they're trying to help you. They look like things are going very bad for you.
I respect that, but it really has fucked up my entire plan.
Let's do it anyway. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. He will attempt to resist. Okay.
Oh,
He manages to sort of like they all pile onto him, and then he sort of like stands up and throws them all off him again, and they all end up in a heap around him.
All these weak, feeble slaves.
I think that brings us round to.
Should be my turn.
Yeah, it
now,
should be
I
your
think.
turn. Sorry, the order's got
Having
messed
said
up.
that, your guy that's running, as he run, is he going to continue to run?
Oh yes, thank you very much.
Because what he does will affect what I do.
Yeah, so he will continue to run on his.
And so he'll disappear off the edge of our map.
Yep. So 10 feet gets him to the edge. Then I will keep track of how far he is from the actual manor, which I think is everybody knows that's his likely destination. It's 40 feet away there.
Is there at any point where like Duvar was looking back in and on watch that he would see like a running torch?
Yes, I was.
So this is all like it's still within a minute. So during your kerfuffle at the gate, this is all happening simultaneously.
Okay.
So they've only had 3-4 turns in combat. So it's like less than half a minute has gone by.
Yeah, it went south quick.
Yeah. So he gets to underneath one of the towers, and then he's out of your sight. Okay, and that brings us to you, Ulfar.
I pull within the power of myself and I raise a wall of sand. Spirit Guardian faces it within it. ex- exempting my new slave buddies and Clark and Gaius and his dude. So I need wisdom saving throws, DC 14 off of all the guards.
Okay, stand by. So I just have to refresh my screen because I've got like loads of artifacts all over the place. So DC 14.
Yes.
Sorry, it's just taking a few seconds to initialize my add-on. Please talk amongst yourself.
So, how do we think this is going?
So well. So well.
Wisdom, yeah?
Yes, wisdom. Please. So
At the start, it looked like it was going fantastic, and then yeah.
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 So the one that passes takes half damage.
Okay, so that will be the one in front of Cluck.
So 12 for everyone else, 6 for the one in front of Clark.
Okay. They all look okay at the moment. Anything else for you, Ulfar? Ulfar?
The Ulfar. The Stormlords killed him off.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, he's been terrible.
Well, we're going to assume that Ulfar had nothing else to do. So I'm just making some notes so I've got a session log. It's like, gate plan goes well. Ulfar and Cluck not so well. Okay, so that would bring us round to Gaius and his man. They will both attempt to use their spears, if I can remember to turn off that.
Ooh,
Oh,
one crit.
both hit, one crit. Okay, they will both stab that man and they will kill him.
Hot diggity. Doo-doo.
Yes, Virgin are having some troubles tonight.
That will bring us around to you, Cluck.
Okay, I will attack.
Yes, so it turns out for everyone on the stream that we didn't just lose Ulfar, we lost 3 players during that brief connection issue.
So yeah, I'm going to attack that guard. I'm still in rage because it lasts up to win it 1 minute. So that's 10 rounds.
Mhm.
Uh,
Unless you spend a round where you don't attack or take damage.
Yep. So I'm going to attack.
A 14 is a hit.
Okay, so that's 8 plus 2, so that's 10.
Okay, he looks quite bloodied now.
And then I will attack him again.
Is that 12?
Yeah, 12, yep.
Okay, that kills him.
And that is it. Nothing else from me. Mr. DM.
Okay. At this point, he is going to disengage and start running. And as he runs, the slaves run after him.
Overwhelm him.
Yeah. So what will happen is as he runs, the slaves will sort of catch up to him, trip him, and pile on top of him, and they seem to be enacting some sort of revenge against him. And that will take us out of combat for this group. So just to recap, Gaius is okay. His friend doesn't look too good. The guards have either fled or been killed, and there's a number of slaves on the loose.
We know what happened to this chap then? Has he just been bundled on and
Yeah, he's been bundled and then pummeled.
pummeled to death?
Yeah, by desperate people. You will like they are wailing on him or his corpse. You can't tell which.
Okay. All we know is that they've run off and they just jumped on someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, apparently the guards would only have half movement due to the.
Yeah, even better. So yeah, he's there's no way he's outrunning the slaves. Okay, so I'm assuming we've not got Ulfar back yet.
No, he's the only one not here yet.
Okay. So
some technical issues with the Stormlord.
yeah, it's not got his reception. So as the combat breaks, Gaius will say to you, Clock and Ulfar, that we must hurry. That will not have gone unnoticed.
Yes, I agree.
And they will head into the nearby house and start freeing more slaves.
I'll sort of say to guys, is there anything I can do to assist?
He will point at this house and say, first of all, get those men out of there and then see what you can do inside.
I'm assuming that me and Ulfar are going to go into the house.
Okay. Yep. So as you walk past, there is like just 3 slaves absolutely wailing this guy, and he's not moving, but they are not stopping.
Okay. Can I attempt to ask them if they will come in and help free the slaves in this building?
Make a persuasion check. They seem to be full of some sort of bloodlust.
One of my own. No.
Yep.
They are too busy.
Yeah. They are not being reasoned with. So inside the house, you'll see 4 slaves shackled together on rough low beds.
Okay. I will go in and just sort of say I'm here to break you out. Gaius and his one of his men are in another hut as we speak, breaking another group out.
A couple of them look at you rather worried. Yeah, and the others just don't seem to react at all.
I just opened the door and sort of showed them the 3 slaves that have been released wailing on the guard.
Yeah, so that seems to get the 2 that were worried to a bit more sort of sense of you're not there to kill them. There's 2 others that just look unmoved at all, though.
Hello, I am back. By
the
the
two
grace of the Stormlord.
And the 2 that are a bit more pepped up when I showed the slaves wailing on the guard, I'm going to go in and start undoing the chains.
Okay.
Or breaking the chains.
Yeah, it's going to be a breaking. So how would you like to do that?
I will get out my warhammer and attempt to break the chain, or try and leverage it with the spiky end of the warhammer.
Okay. Make a strength check for me, please. Okay. So you'll spend the next couple of turns trying to break that. It doesn't seem to be giving way easily, but after about a minute or so, you have managed to break the chain. So it's like one long chain that will loop through all of their manacles.
Okay. So once
So
I've broken the chain, I can just pull it through effectively.
yeah, that's it. And you'll free them all now. The two will get up immediately and run outside. The other two that you've just freed that weren't interested do not move.
Like I say, I just freed you. Are you not pleased about this, or do you not want to get out of here? Because I'll tell you now, if any of the guards come back, you will not. You will most likely be killed.
Make a persuasion check, Cluck.
Can't go any worse than the last time.
Gonna
They
get
probably
no
will.
more in a row.
Okay. That seems to rile up one of them, who will now head outside as well. But the fourth one does not budge. They don't even make eye contact with you.
I'll say, well, in your life be it. I hope you get out of here, and then I will sort of leave the building and just speak to Ulfar
Yep.
and just sort of say, see if you can persuade him to.
Yep. So as you come
Get out.
out, you'll see Gylus heading over to this hut, and he will point you and say, "2 more down there,"
Okay.
and point towards the house. Now, I'd like everybody, including Kassar, Kretel, and Duvar, to make perception check at this point.
Again, our side's holding it up. We're doing all right.
Hey, I got
Yes,
19.
Clark on
Hey,
perception.
Hey, I fucking critted.
Okay. So as you look up the lane towards the house, Cluck, you can see. What can you see? So, in fact, we'll cover the other guys first. So, Kassar, Kretel, and Duvar, you can see somebody, or you can see a light source running along the front of the house and disappearing inside. Just to illustrate that, we'll switch back. I really need to create a nighttime map of this, but I have to just pretend it's really dark. Turn your brightness right down. So you see a torch run past here and then go through a set of gates. You will see what looks to be the figures on some towers. So you will see a figure in this tower and this tower. You'll see that they start to sort of move around as if they're peering over the side into the distance, and then a bell will start to peal and sort of ringing out into the night, and you can all of you can hear that pretty clearly from wherever you are in the estate.
Well, looks like it's going south.
They fucked it. All right, boys. I guess there's only one thing for it.
Arms!
And so I'm gonna strip the tabard off of one of the guys we've got tied up,
Mhm.
and just loosely put it over me. It's not going to be a fantastic disguise, but to the guys in the towers, it might be
From a
like good
distance.
enough at a distance.
Yep. Okay.
And I'll advise Kretel to do the same.
Okay, I'll do the same.
I'll say we can, and I'll like air quotes, be the guards. Maybe it'll help us get a little bit closer before taking some arrows.
Anything's better than nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll strip them down. I'll put the tabard on,
Mhm.
sort of over the top of my armor and everything. And
Okay.
I'll say, should we head towards the building then? We might be able to get the drop on some of them.
Yeah, but I say we keep a little bit of a distance back, like out of torchlight, try and see how the numbers of what comes out. Hopefully, maybe we
absolutely.
can thin the herd at the back a bit, give them a bit of a chill.
I'll tap my bow at that point and say, yes, these are usually not bad for distance. I'll be able to thin the herd a little bit before they even reach us.
Okay. Ulfar and Cluck, am I correct in assuming that you will go into the final 2 shacks and free slaves?
Yeah,
That's assuming Ulfar can't manage to persuade the other last chap in that hut to come out or drag him out.
So, sorry, go on.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, right, Cluck, if you want to make 2 strength checks for breaking chains, and Ulfar, if you want to make 2 persuasion checks, we'll see how you do collectively, and I will just summarize it all up.
So you want 2 strength checks.
Yes, please.
Well, okay, that'll make it easy because there was 2 huts left to do. I will
Do you want to do a hut each?
a hut each, and
Yeah.
then I might come back for the other guy because
Okay. So a
Ulfar-
strength, and a persuasion each, then please.
Oh, I was done 2.
Yep, you're rolling saves again, Cluck. You should be +4 with strength.
Yeah, just -3, so 15 and a crit fail.
Oh.
No, the crit fail's
no.
irrelevant now.
Five.
Persuasion,
5.
please,
Okay.
from
I
you
quit
both.
in my strength check.
I saw.
I know. I was just happy about it. I'm not bad with persuasion either.
He did
Let's
something.
get us out of this fucking hut.
Yep. So through a combined strength of arms and persuasion, the rest of the slaves in those buildings seem all too happy to get out. And when everybody's out, they seem to be congregating in the center of the sort of the slave encampment. And Gaius and his man will start to lead them as a group towards the western wall. Gaius will say to you, Ulfar and Cluck, that it's likely that they will soon be upon us. If you can buy us some time, we can get as many of them out as we can.
Okay, yeah, do what you can. So there was one guy who was refusing to move in one of the huts.
He'll say some are too broken by what they've been through. He's not worth it.
Okay. Well, we tried to persuade him, but if he wants to stay behind, that's his own choice. And I say, go well, my friend. We will try and bide you some time.
Okay. Duvar, Cattell, and Kassar have made plans seemingly without you. What do you do?
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with them, do we? And I don't have any sending spell slots left.
The one time we needed a sending spell slot.
Sorry, Duvar.
Hello. Yeah, I'm still here. What do I do? Good question. They seem to.
They seem to be like talking to
They've
each
made
other about what
They've made their own plan.
to you. It feels like you're being excluded and you've done all the work.
Yeah, I'll go
It's
home,
fair.
so-
They're just going like, we're going to go up to the house, put this tabard on, and not even looking over their shoulder at what the turtle's doing. He's, to be fair, he's probably rifling through their pockets.
It's not a bad idea.
There's probably something in the guard tower.
Yeah, is there a well?
Sorry,
not
I've
turtle.
probably ruined it for you.
Not something for a turtle, I assume.
Hack a playing card at least.
Pack of playing cards, yeah. Well, I'm a short distance person, so there's nothing I can particularly do in regards to.
Are you planning to stay by the gate?
Or are you going to follow the others?
I am going to follow at a distance from to the other two. I'm going to let them go 1st. I am going to stay probably 30 meters behind. 40 meters behind. Trying to keep it in the shadows.
Okay.
Hidden in where it's under trees or in bushes or.
Okay. So I'm sort of torn between what I do for Kretel and Kassar, but I think I'm going to have you roll deception with advantage for trying to bluff your way as two guards.
Hey, Kazaa!
Sick roll.
I'm totally a guard. Guardy guard, I am. Guardedy guard.
Yeah. Okay, and Kassar and sorry, not Kassar, Ulfar and Cluck. Like, what do you intend to do? Do you intend to stay in the slave village, or are you planning to move up to the house also?
I think like we move towards the gate as best we can and stop anything that is going past us back towards the slaves. That seems like the smartest choice to me,
Yep.
unless you have a better plan.
No, we have to try and buy them as much time as we can.
Okay, so we're moving stealthily-ish towards the gate, trying to head off anyone coming this way.
Okay. Make your stealth checks. No, normally it's pretty aware that these guys are alert, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because there is a lot of darkness around. Okay.
Yeah.
Cluck is like the knight. Ulfar, not so much.
Shiny armor.
Well, there's absolutely
Cluck is like the
possibility,
night,
depending on how much
Ulfar's like a
time has
storm.
passed, I might have a sandstorm around me that I've
Well-
forgotten about.
I'm gonna say you're probably aware of it, so you could discount it if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, I probably. Sod it. I think it's all gone to shit now. Once 10 minutes is up, let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to hold up a giant sandstorm spinning around me like a motherfucker.
I think it's a minute.
It's 10 minutes. I'm certain of it.
It would be very weird for a combat spell to last 100 rounds.
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a motherfucker.
Jesus. Okay.
Kill me if we ever do 100+ rounds in a combat.
Well, it might get there. Never say never. Okay, so let's say it's about a minute in the village to sort of get everything cleared and move out. So that'll give you 9 minutes left.
Okay.
That might be important because we're gonna go. So Kassar and Kretel, you're fine. Duvar, make a stealth check, please.
Stealth check coming up.
Okay. Okay, Kassar and Kretel, your plan seems to be working in that as you walk up towards the house, you are not shot. You will get to around, well, let's see how far you are now. I'd say you can probably travel about 120 feet. So like, yeah, round about there. Yeah.
There, yep.
Yeah, and then combat will start, but not of not of your fault. Ulfar and Cluck, you'll get about 30 feet from Ulfar's position. So you sort of like clear the edge of the village when a shot will ring out from one of the towers. And normal. How far away are you from that tower? You are
Pretty far.
50 feet. He's wielding a longbow, so you're not that far for him, which is fine.
Does he get disadvantage for shooting through a sandstorm?
Or into the pitch black.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll give him disadvantage for like he's shooting more at sound and shadow than your actual person.
Cool. I like like it. It's good.
In fact, first of all, I will give him a chance to perceive you. Because he's a lookout.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's going to shoot at you normally.
He's a good lookout.
Does he spot Clark?
No, he seems to be shooting at Ulfar. So the first thing you know about it is you just... as 2 arrows like fly past you and impact in the mud, sort of some distance away from you. But now you're fairly certain that you've been spotted, and at that point we will roll advantage, roll initiative.
Do we all roll?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's getting too difficult to track it all separately now. So
I had my guy selected. Still.
Mine was an 11.13, David.
I
I didn't have my
crit
token selected.
my initiative. 21.
Yeah, good time to use those crits
Yeah, I know, right?
on stealth checks and initiative. That's where we want it.
Oh God.
Well, at least that's where he's crit too. We can take that as a
you
positive.
was 11.
Yep, 11.13.
Has everybody rolled? Is everybody in there? Who's not clicked? No.
I clicked my dude, but it didn't come up, so I should be in there. I'm 21. It just didn't work for whatever reason.
I believe you, my friend. I should have made like a combat map of this estate. That would have been so much easier than using these tiny tokens. Okay, so you can see a couple of archers. One has taken a shot at Ulfar. Ulfar, you react to this the quickest. Cluck, despite seeing everything, like didn't like maybe he saw the arrows and therefore wasn't surprised and shocked into action. He's just like, yeah, they're shooting at us, Ulfar. They're shooting at us.
Okay.
Ulfar's like, what? Where? Where from?
Um,
They're shooting at you, Ulfar. They're shooting at you.
yeah, it's just, I reacted quickly.
Clark backs off into the night.
Cluck is just Arnie in the Predator at the moment. Just appears out of the vines with some grape juice covered in his face.
Covered in mud.
Perfect time for
How
a
tall
flame.
are these towers, just out of interest?
Tower size, like 30, 40 feet.
Okay.
They've got good vantage from up there. It's like taller than so the wall around it is about, it's more defensive, so I'm going to say this wall's probably about 12 feet and the towers could be 30 feet.
Do what you did to old Sark and throw something in there.
You
Kill
don't
them
know
all.
about that, Clock.
Okay, out of game.
Out of game, kill them all.
Yeah.
I think he's
Okay,
been trying to do that.
I am gonna blast a gust of wind at the nearest tower.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm
a
gonna
gust
try and
of
knock him
wind.
out of his fucking tower. So it's a 60 feet long, 10 feet wide blast of wind. They're gonna do a strength saving throw, or be pushed 15 feet away from me in a direction.
Can
following
you
the
throw it
winds.
into chat?
Yes.
That's it. You just farting on them. Is that all you're doing?
Yes.
And he invokes the Stormlord to make it strong.
Yeah.
It's his ass at them.
God of storm farts.
And it's strength, yeah?
Yes, strength saving throw 15. 14 strength saving throw, sorry.
Okay. He fails.
So he's pushed 15 feet away from me.
Okay, let me have another look at the mana.
To his death.
Hoping right out the back of his tower and falling to his death. That's what I'm.
Yep, it's a plan. We'll give you that.
The bold plan.
And it's concentration for up to a minute. So if he does survive this, tries to shoot me, he's going to be fucked because he can't shoot against the wind.
Okay.
Shoot himself in the face.
Yeah. That could work too. Yeah, if you want him to shoot himself, David, I will absolutely agree with that.
Okay. He does not fall out of the tower, but he's sort of blown back from.
Knocked outside.
Yeah,
Okay.
blown out of your sight, so you don't know what's happening to him.
Yeah.
Does he
okay,
take
so
any damage from it?
If he hits something, I think that's probably not inherently from the spell.
Okay.
He must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot when moving towards me. Any flames in the line are going to be put out.
Okay, that's important. So
Yeah.
all the lights on that tower is also extinguished.
Yeah.
So you can no longer see the tower.
Yeah. I just hold my wind in that direction.
I suppose you can no longer see us. I suppose if it's all gone black.
Yeah, but he wasn't shooting at the light.
Oh, question. If anything is protected like a lantern, it's a 50-50 chance whether it goes out.
No, these are all torches.
Okay, so they all just go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anything loose probably also gets knocked for. Yeah, he would only take damage if he fell, pretty much. Yeah, or like smashed into something spiky, I suppose.
Okay.
Or the general bludgeoning damage for hitting a wall type thing.
Yeah, for being thrown 15 feet into a wall.
Okay. And so does he need to make a save each turn? Yes.
I think that's how it works. Oh no.
Yeah. Each creature that starts his turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
Plus,
see how.
If he passes, his movement is fucked.
Okay. I'm not going to give him a save that time. So we'll see what happens to him later.
I can't see him anyway, so it doesn't. I'm just gonna stand there, blow. You guys, I turned the
You're a
tower off.
thud.
Yeah.
I turned the tower off. Oh dear. He fell off that tower.
You know nothing. I could be rolling dice for any reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's not 30 feet worth of falling damage at all.
The other archer does nothing at the moment. Cassette.
Can I see what the other archer is doing? So can we see him from where we are?
Yeah, he'll be illuminated enough from your position. He appears to be. Make a perception check.
He appears to be make a perception. Okay.
Yeah.
Joking, don't kill me.
Yeah, he appears to be looking towards the other tower, which has just gone out.
Bolt of lightning.
I'll nudge Gretel and say, do you think I should shoot him or do you think I should wait?
Shooter.
How far am I? 80 feet.
That's well.
I'd probably wait until at least me or Duvar get a little closer.
Okay. Alright, what I'll do then, I'll cast Hunter's Mark on him. For one spell slot. And then what I'm going to do is I'll take a ready action. And if he attempts to shoot in our direction, so I don't think he can properly see his line of sight. It's kind of blocked to Ulfar and Cluck where they are. If he attempts to take a shot at any one of our groups, so Duvar and
you can go if you want. You can have it trigger if you see him like knock an arrow.
If he knocks an arrow, yeah.
Because that's a sign he's going to be shooting at somebody. At the moment, he's got a bow out, but he's not like. It takes a lot of effort. Unlike the films where they draw bows and hold them forever, nobody does that because it hurts. Especially with a proper bow that isn't isn't designed for holding, sort of like a la the Olympics.
Unless you've got a compound
real bow, not a pulley bow.
Yeah.
So a proper strung bow, not a modern compound bow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take a ready action and I'll take a shot if he goes to shoot someone then.
Okay. And then for your movement.
I think I'll continue past, but I'll get to about here, and that'll do me.
Okay. Duvar.
Oh, that is way longer than I can move anyway.
That's
Apologies.
fine. Like it's all a bit of guesstimation at this size. Like generally, just like we're working in like 30 foot grids.
I'm sitting on Cretel's face.
He says that we're working in 30-foot grids. Why doesn't he just put the fucking grids on? Can I do that? No, I can't make them small enough. Not without effort. Sod it. Okay. Duvar?
Yes, I am here. Hopefully you can hear me.
I can.
We
Can indeed.
Internet is
Do you intend to put the grid back? Oh yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can make it much smaller.
I have switched back to Ethernet, by the way, and I'm fine now.
Yep.
Oh, that.
Yep. Yep. But
Your deception check failed.
I'm gonna
what
take the
do
grid.
I do? Well, we're not under attack yet. Have we been able to see the tower far at Ulfar? I don't think we have.
You've seen that tower go out.
We've seen it go out, but we didn't
Yeah.
see him.
So there was a bunch of light on there, and then it just like you could see a number of torches on there that all got snuffed out at the same time.
Okay. And has anybody come out the house?
No.
Okay. And from what I can tell, their deception, the Kretels and Kretels and Khazars.
Nobody's shooting at them.
Yep. So I won't approach them. I will carry on moving around to the side
Okay.
of them, which is what, I don't know, 40 feet, 45 feet, about there.
So you're sort of like hugging the perimeter wall.
I'm hugging the perimeter wall, trying to keep within 40 feet of these guys, so I can provide support, but trying to move myself into a position where I can support the other two as well.
Okay. Anything else?
Or where I think the other two are. There is nothing else for me to do. No, I can't think of anything.
Quatel.
I'm gonna move up.
Again, you two are sort of just like walking up, pretending to be guards still, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cluck.
Coming to see what the commotion is.
So you know you've been made because like people are shooting arrows at you.
Yep.
Can we? Are Catel and Kassar holding torches? Can we see them from it? Just out of
We did
interest.
not light any torches, no.
And I have dark vision anyway.
So, okay, within the light of the tower, are they visible to us? I'm just interested to know.
No, they shouldn't be. No, they're far beyond. So the light sort of like there's like 40 feet out of the towers. So yeah,
Okay, I will sort of move. I take it, is that a tree?
yes.
Okay, I will sort of move to behind the tree.
Okay.
At what point does Cluck attack Khazar and Kratel because they're wearing guards uniform?
It's a possibility. There will
I've
be a
used
check.
Bloodlust.
There will, well, there'll be
Well.
a check at some point. Okay. Anything
Yeah.
else for you, Cluck?
No, that's it. No, I'm just gonna sort of get behind the tree.
Okay. Ulfar.
I will move up, sort of in front of the tree, seeing where Cluck has sort of gone to, maintaining my wind on my tower.
Yep.
but like currently like looking around like what's
Okay.
Yeah, you maintain your wind.
It is a strong wind, a mighty wind, the Stormlords win. But I'm looking
It's
out
moldy
for
cheese to keep up gas production.
and David, can I hold a bonus action? Because a bonus action I can change my direction of my wind. So could I hold that?
Sorry, I can't take this seriously.
I don't think anybody can.
So you want?
Basically, if I see a guard like within range coming towards us, I'm gonna like move the wind to blow them back the way they've come towards us. Is that okay with you?
Changing angle of your cheeks.
Da, 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 da.
It's basically just a held action. It just happens to be a bonus action.
Yeah, as long as it's like as long as you're not using more than one bonus action per turn,
No,
then that's
no,
fine.
like I'm just thinking in the event that in the next turn before my next turn.
Yeah, so
somebody-
you're not spending your bonus action now. You're going to ready to do it later. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no worries. Okay.
It's like because technically, like, you could do a bonus action then do a ready action. But as long as you're not doing your bonus action, then yeah, you can ready your bonus action. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, that's my turn then.
Okay.
Actually, having said that, I think I might. Can I? I could double move and hold my bonus action. Is that right?
No, because
No.
you're then is like technically you can't ready action a bonus action. But
Okay.
considering
Oh,
you're
okay, that's
using your
fine.
action to hold your bonus action, I'm going to allow it. But you can't take your action as a dash, and then
Yeah, no worries. And then
Yeah.
okay, no, that's fine. Okay, then yeah, no, I'm done.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's not much else I can do.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So on the next turn, you will see. Yeah, you all should be pretty easy to say. So the gate is flung open, and 3 guards and a archer will emerge.
Okay, I will accept that as a triggering action for my my change of the storm, and I'm gonna move it in the direction of the gate between me and the guys. It won't reach them, but if they get within 60 feet of me, they'll have to do their check.
Okay. So this is all getting a bit complicated. So you have to bear.
Oh, someone's gone.
Have we lost Virgin again?
No, I'm back.
No, I'm still here.
Okay,
I'm still connected.
No, it's Peter.
Okay.
it's alright.
I never went.
My Discord was playing up.
Okay. So you're gonna have to imagine there's 3 guard tokens with him because it's getting a bit complicated on this small map.
The scale.
So it's their turn. So they come out. They see Kretel and Kassar at this point, I would say, because they've brought their torches to the front, and they will actually walk out to meet you. And I'm probably going to just very quickly throw up an impromptu map because I've got something that can work that will make this so much easier. So it's a bit more ornate than I would like, but it will do.
Zoom out. So I was like, zoom out.
So there are 2 guards carrying torches.
Okay, why is that?
A
When I
rather
scroll down, I lose the bottom of the map. I
rather
don't know why.
pissed off archer. Yeah, I'm getting that as well. It's a bit weird. If you zoom in, it should be okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll do it that way. Okay.
Then up here we will have our friend, our hero, Kasan Kratel.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the guys in the tower.
Impaled on the water feature.
Cluck and Duvar, you will be off. Sort of what was it?
Ulfar, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. I know what.
Yeah, we're off the map, but moving this way. Giant Ulfar with his mighty wind.
Before you say something, Cluck, I'm fixing your token.
Not gonna work.
Just going to quickly fix that forever. And then do you're about full dash from the edge of the map as well.
Giant Duvar.
That should
To be
be a
fair-
normal movement. So it should be 40 meters. So
For,
it should be roughly a normal meter.
okay.
Normal movement.
Okay. So yes. So the
40 feet.
the archer and the men will walk out to meet you, and they will sort of this sort of distance.
Is that 60 feet within my wind?
No,
Or am I? I'm not in the map yet.
you're not in the map yet.
Cool, no worries.
So if you want to know how far you were, so from the
I think
center,
it's about 90-ish feet away.
yeah. So from the center of the water feature, which will now you are 70 feet. Duvar, you are 90 feet from the center, which should be, yeah, 45 from the edge. Okay.
Yep, perfect.
Duvar, it is your turn. So the people that are walking towards you, Kratel and Kassar, they are sort of like striding towards you quite confidently.
How long is this bluff gonna last?
Not too much longer, I imagine.
Not too much longer once they can see our faces.
You and your bloody dread mask.
So we've not rolled initiative yet either.
No, we're using
No.
continuation of the initiative. For some reason, it's
just
not.
gone from
Yeah,
turn order.
it's not showing for you guys, but it is Duvar's turn next. It is keeping track of it for me. I think it's because technically those tokens are no longer in view.
Right.
Okay. Is the are we just using this map temporarily, or are these hedges actually here?
Nah, the hedges aren't here. Just imagine it is a open courtyard with a fountain in the middle, because that's what it looks like on the map. I mean, we could pretend the hedges are here if it helps, but they're not
Well,
tall hedges. They're ornamental, so they're like 2-3 feet.
Yep.
In
so
fact,
there's
yeah,
nothing to hide behind.
yeah. There's nothing to hide behind, but otherwise it looks like it does because it's nice, and it's just nice. I had a map that could fit. For the one area of this entire estate, I didn't think combat could break out.
You didn't think we'd run straight in the front door, David? Shame on you.
No,
Shame on you for not presuming That's what we-
For shame.
Not without using the walls of cover. No, I had the warehouse covered. I had the slaves covered. I had the outer wall covered. I had the vineyard covered. Didn't have this.
Everything but the front gate.
Yeah, who's to say that we wouldn't walk through the front freaking door? I'm. It's not going to last much longer, is it? I'll move up to. I don't know, here. I guess.
Okay.
This is my full movement for that turn.
Yep, and I'd like you to make a stealth check because you might not be in sight range, but you're definitely within the hearing range.
Okay.
Okay. Critel.
Okay, I will move forward a little.
Still trying to bluff.
Yeah, but I will be looking off like as if I'm looking around, like not kind of at them, but like looking to see where stuff's going on. Like play the part.
Yeah, play the part. And I know it's out of initiative order, Kassar, but would you do the same?
Yeah, I had something in mind. I was sort of. Did we hear any of the commotion that happened on the other side, or see anything?
You didn't see anything other than the guys in the towers looking a bit weird, and you didn't hear anything other than the bell.
You saw
Right.
my
Okay.
tower
In
go.
that case, yeah, I would.
Okay. Okay, then I would like you both to make deception rolls with advantage. And Kassar, for the purposes of this, you'll start your turn in your normal initiative, but you'll lose whatever movement you've used to get next to Critel. So it's like 20 feet.
Yeah.
Pretty good
Well, look at
deception.
those.
Yay! A decent roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Such a useful thing when I'm going to walk into frame in the next turn and blow everyone with my wind.
Oh, stop saying it. Oh, I'll blow you.
I'm going to blow everyone.
All right, Ulfar the drag queen.
Critel, what do you want to do for your action? For what you can tell without them having their turn, they don't seem to be reacting to your presence in a way that suggests they're hostile.
I will wait till they get a bit closer before I do anything.
Okay, so you're not going to take an action, is what you're saying.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. Clock. To remind how far you are from...
60 odd feet, I think. 65 feet.
So it's 50 feet to the fountain from the corner.
And you're probably 30 feet away from the corner, give or take.
Am I in spotting range?
You are 95 feet in total. So you're 45 feet off the edge of the map.
So you'd have to double move to get on them.
You don't believe so. Like, there's no light around you, and from what you can tell, these guys, if they can see in the dark, they can't see very far.
I think we haven't seen any of the others yet.
No.
No. And we sort of just decided that these are just like 2-3 height bushes, effectively.
Yeah, it's like ornamental hedge.
Okay.
You could like hop it quite easily.
Knowing us would fall over it.
I think for now I will just stay where I am, see what happens with the archers and the guards. So I'll just sort of be ready to move if I have to, but just stay readied.
So you're not going to move at all.
No,
Okay.
not about making a load of noise.
How far am I from the edge of the map again?
You were a bit more central. So you are. What was Cluck? Cluck was like
45, I think. you said?
45. You're 10 feet in front of him on this angle. So you're
Okay.
35.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna come in running like a dervish, knowing this is all going to shit already. Get within 60 feet of the guys that have come out with their nice shiny torches, and blast them with my wind. Blow everybody!
Okay.
Did you just say you're going to blow everybody?
Again.
It's official. It's official.
There's nothing wrong with it. Just remember that.
Strength, yeah.
Strength, yeah, DC 14.
No, just like that it's canon now.
Okay. They all fail.
So they're all moved 15 feet away from me.
Okay. So they're going to end up around, and their torches will be extinguished,
Yeah.
which plunges the entire
probably
area into darkness.
From where I am, I could probably, as I ran up, I saw Kratel and Kassar, right?
Can you see in the dark?
No.
Then that would be a no.
Well, like in the second before their torches go out.
No, because they were not in range of their torches. This is what you see.
Okay. Okay, no worries. Okay, no worries. Okay, Joy.
You might have heard Kratel's armor rattling around.
Kratel, would you like your night vision?
Yes, please.
And I think you're the only one with dark vision, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just looking how far it was though.
I think
60 feet, isn't it?
that's about right. So you can probably see at this point you can see Duvar and Ulfar. Clock in the
hopefully
distance,
me.
you've just seen a bunch of lights go out.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna sort
I
of
worked
take-
out from where I am, 60 feet is exactly where the front 3 of those are.
For purposes of the stream, I will sit in the fountain and illuminate the entire area.
Excellent. Let me just switch to the stream.
Okay.
Screen sniping.
Anything else for you, Ulfar?
Let me think. I've had to double move to get here, and
You've done your bonus action, I think.
yeah. So yeah, I'm done. I can't
Okay.
do anything else.
Let's see. Okay. The group. Are they still in range of your thing from there? It's 60 feet, isn't it? They're outside of it.
What's that? Oh, the guys I was hitting. Yeah, they would have
Yeah.
been knocked out of it. I was literally just touching them as I
Okay.
got into.
So, we'll get back to their feet. One, will relight a torch. And now, looking quite agitated, I'm actually going to have him, our eagle-eyed archer, make an active perception check to see if he can see anybody. I'm going to say no, but this is twice he's been blown by the wind now, so he's now going to just fire speculatively into the dark.
Yeah, you probably see the effects of my wind tunnel directly in front of him, so he could see where I was. Maybe he could surmise, I suppose. Although
Yeah.
I can't imagine that'll do him much good.
No, he's still going to have
Kill the
disadvantage.
breeze.
Well, like not to mention, like his arrow shouldn't. Like if I can push a person 15 feet with it, an arrow won't hit me. Physics, logically.
Yes, I'm sure as long as it says that in the spell, it's all been accounted for. Causes unprotected flames.
It doesn't talk about projectiles at all.
Okay.
One way or
So,
another.
if he wasn't already getting disadvantage, I would say that his arrows like speed is or yeah, its range is halved for firing into it because it's a,
Yeah, no, okay, that's fair. Yeah, in the same way that they're moving.
yeah. But I
Yeah,
think he's
okay.
already at disadvantage, and yeah. So he can't be at double disadvantage, so he's just gonna fire.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
I'm gonna say you can have some cover as well from it just being nighttime. So like one of the arrows, like you feel it whiz past your ear in the opposite direction to your wind.
Okay.
But you're not struck by it.
Cool. No worries. I'm happy with that.
Okay. And then let's see. So I think they're going to. No, he's going to. So one will start to loop round that way because they can now see your wind,
Yeah.
and the other will loop round that way. And as they do so, they will be yelling out to you, Kazar and Kretel, to find the wizard, put him down. And
Yes, sir.
the archer's also going to move around. So they're splitting up a little bit. Kassar, it's your turn.
Am I in? I'm completely in the dark and no one can see me. Am I right?
Yeah, I'd say that like they're kind of aware of where you were because they were coming out they were coming out to well, they were responding and saw you and reacting to you. Now, like the rules of the light are a bit iffy, so the fact that I've allowed most of you to see in the dark to a certain extent, I'm extending to them. So they're aware of your
Right, okay.
relative position, but you're not invisible.
Okay.
But you've got enough that darkness is aiding you in your deception.
Okay. All right. What do I want to do? Do I start the bloodbath now?
Yes.
Do it,
Join me, my
yes.
friend, and my mighty wing.
Think of your friend Cluck and you will get the answer.
Channel your inner clock. We never did come up with like a trigger word for when it's all gone to shit.
Oh, no, I don't know. Do you though?
No, no. You don't know that. All right. I think I'll switch my hunter's mark onto the archer.
Mhm.
Which I can do as my bonus action, and then what I'm gonna do, I guess, is I am gonna shoot him. I guess.
Okay.
And I'll shoot him twice. Using the, I think I'll use sharpshooter. I might as well. Oh, cancel. Click the wrong thing. 17.
Okay. The look of shock and anguish on his face as he is shot by his own man.
Yes.
That's what we want.
Absolutely what we want.
For 20 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay, he looks bloodied after the first shot. So, like, an arrow just strikes him. It's sort of Boromir-esque. He
And
looks
second shot.
betrayed. Hit.
For another 23.
He still lives.
Okay. And with that, I'll end my turn.
Okay. That brings us around to you, Duvar.
Okay.
So you can see ahead of you one of the figures that was in a group. They've all sort of split up, and one of them's just been struck by an arrow. 2 arrows. And I think it's safe to say at this point, Critel, you probably realise that your ruse is up.
Yeah, I was fairly certain by that point. Hey, it got us this far.
Hey, it's not a bad plan.
I would like to. I mean, bearing in mind I can't see shit, and I'm half guessing.
So,
Probably.
so what are you intending to do?
I think I'm going to move.
So you can
in.
see the guy holding the torch and 2 people near him.
Yep. That's all I can see.
Yes.
Yep. But remembering on what it looked like before, I'm going to think I'm going to move to here. As long as that's not in a bush.
Just ping where you want to do, and I'll move you.
There, there, no, God.
Just use your normal mouse movement and just click like
Yeah,
there.
Out there. Sorry,
Okay, you can get there for 35 points of movement.
Excellent. And what we got in distance wise?
You've got another 10. Oh, you're meaning like how far away is people?
How far away is people? So can I chuck a dagger? I can do. So I will throw a dagger at the guy that Kratel shot at. Kazar shot at. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So
That is a. I'm pretty sure they're range 20, short range.
his 20 was 60. Yeah, 60.
Yeah.
20,
Okay,
60.
so you're rolling with disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay. Your dagger skips off his armor. You think you may have hit him with the pommel end.
I will do a second attack on same.
Have you got more daggers?
I have, according to me, I have. Well, sorry. Dart. Then I'll throw a dart as well. Then.
Okay.
That's my second thing.
So you're just like randomly picking out stuff out your pack and just throwing it at this guy.
I pulled the dagger out. That's the first thing I came to. So I threw that.
Third thing's the drum.
Where the hell those darts? Right. So I throw a dart now to see if I can do something there. And
Okay.
I'll do that at disadvantage as well, of course. And hopefully that something hits. No, exactly the same.
Does not.
Right, and I'll prepare for an attack in a dodge stance or something like that. Or...
Yeah, you need to spend a key point, I think.
Oh yeah, just a defensive stance.
So that would be instead of your action. So I don't think you can do any of that unless.
Then ignore that then.
Okay.
I'll just stay there. That's fine.
You prepare to take the blow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mentally prepare.
Critel.
I will move off to the right.
Okay.
Because I can see everybody. And I will shank the one next.
Okay.
And I guess that's a miss.
You would guess correctly.
I will use my second attack and try again.
The first one was just a warm-up.
Oh dear.
I'm guessing 13's a miss as well.
13 is a hit. And the DC for your sword again?
11.
It's con, isn't it?
Yeah.
He succeeds.
So half as much.
Okay, so that's 14. Anything else for you, Critel?
Just seeing if I've got anything I can use bonus action. Nah, there's nothing I can do that's really useful.
Okay. Cluck, it is your turn.
I will move sort of 30 feet. I don't know where that will put me.
45
to go on the map.
Yeah, so if you was to dash, you would have 15 points of movement once you got onto the map, but you won't be able to take an action.
Yeah, so I'll dash, and then I'll just sort of end up like somewhere around there.
Yep.
Wherever. And then that'll sort of be the end of my turn.
And then that brings us on to Ulfar.
Okay. As far as what I can see is I can just see what's illuminated by the torches right now, yeah?
Yes, and you're aware that Clock is standing next to you.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a like careful step forward, literally like over the little hedge that I saw exactly in front of me. And I'm going to use my bonus action to change the direction of my wind as I do that and aim it straight at the archer lady. So I want a DC 14 strength check off of her, please.
Oh, I did not mean to roll advantage. 11. She fell.
She fails, so she's knocked 15 feet away from me into the dark. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tripping over the hedge.
Yeah,
Yes,
she'll end up like
absolutely tripping over the hedge and taking damage. No, sorry, David, that's up to you.
Why, thank you. She will end up there.
Okay. That's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Actually, no, I changed my mind. If I see her like pushed into the darkness, as it were, I will take I'll move another 10 feet of movement forward, and I'll do the same thing again.
Okay.
I'm just gonna whack her while she's on the ground.
She didn't move far enough away from you to leave the confines of your spell.
Okay. Oh, well, no, I have just moved myself.
Yes, but from your original position.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so okay,
She's sort of like, as she got blown back, she's been caught on some.
Yeah, she's been caught in the wind. Okay. Oh yeah. If she's not been knocked out of the wind, then yeah, no, I'll call it a day there. That's fine.
Okay.
Won't do anything.
Okay, on their turn, let's see what they're going to do. So first of all, she needs to make another strength save.
She passes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
It's 10 feet wide for the purposes of how long she's got half movement.
that's if she chooses to move towards
Yeah.
you, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, I think probably. Let me double check whether if it's moving just within it or moving towards me. Any creature in the line must spend 2 feet movement for every 1 foot when it's moving closer to me. Yeah, only if she's closer.
Okay. So, a few things are going to happen. So the first thing is, Matey Boy with his torch, he's just going to toss it onto the ground forward.
Still in the dark. That's what I like.
Then one of them, and you're not sure which, is going to cry for them to fall back.
Pussies. It's just a bit of wind.
You'll see 3 of them withdraw. The one fighting you, Kratel, first of all, he's going to give you 2 thumps with his mace.
Okay.
Not getting past your armor. And then he is going to withdraw as well, and he will provoke a reaction from you. In fact, there's a big gust of wind there, isn't there? He's going to sort of...
Yes, there is.
Yeah, try and loop around. Okay, so you both do nothing to each.
So yeah, that's where my line is. That's where there's wind.
Oh.
I think.
Okay, so that will bring us round to you, Cassandra.
What you doing, guys?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. I was just saying, how far out of the map did the other 3 guys go?
So they have withdrawn back behind the gate.
Okay.
Yeah, so the manor starts like a couple of feet off the edge of this map.
Okay. All right. In which case,
So just
I'll
to
let
sort of
everyone-
confirm that, because you will see the light as you go in, because you can see the light behind the door that's been opened as well. So as they withdraw back into the manor, the heavy iron door, like iron-bound wood, I suppose, is heaved shut.
with that, then I don't think I'll do anything for the moment. I'll just walk up and try to feel out for Duvar. If I see him coming up, look.
Duval's next to you.
Yes, I've just moved next to him.
Okay.
I'll say,
We'll go bash on the door, aren't we gonna bash on the door, Ulfar?
I
That
don't,
worked
don't
last time,
see
didn't it?
anyone else.
No, I can't see anything either. Is it time for me to fall back? Have we given them enough time?
Don't know. That'll be up to them, I guess. Do I still see an archer in the tower?
Yes, the archer in the tower will still be illuminated. He hasn't shot or done any. as far as you can tell.
Okay. All right. I'm
Is that
gonna
because
leave
he
it that
can't
way.
see properly down here?
Well, yeah, it's like conceivable that he's not being able to see any of you.
I'm gonna leave it that way for now.
Yeah, he's about 70, 80 feet away from you. Like that
Okay.
position on the map's like not too dissimilar. He's 10 feet beyond that, really.
Yeah. All right. In that case, that's all I'll do this turn.
Okay. That brings us round to Duval.
I can't see anybody. I don't know where anybody is. I'm gonna just remain where I am.
He's got Kazar next to you. That's about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Critel.
Okay. Can he do a wisdom saving throw, please? The one I can still see. That's right now.
Rolls an 8.
That's what we want to hear.
Okay. At this point, he drop his mace and start to cover his ears.
What does Toll of the Dead do for people that don't know what it does? Perfect. You point one creature in range, and with a sound of dolorous bell fills the air around. Target must succeed a wisdom saving throw. I'll take damage. Does that just sound for him, or does it sound for everybody?
It's
Just
like,
for him.
yeah, it's just
It's like in his head almost.
it's really a shame it's not psychic damage because it should be.
Yeah.
I just love the fact it's a cantrip that does 2d12 damage currently.
Hmm.
It's pretty tasty. Pretty tasty.
Yeah, he doesn't look at all well as he's running off.
See, it doesn't suggest that it's in the way it's written. Doesn't suggest that it's. I'm just metagaming now, probably, but the way it's written doesn't suggest that it's in his head. It suggests that it's a big sound right next to him.
I will also move up next to him.
You horrible man. Clock.
You've just got onto the field, mate. Well done.
Yep, just got onto the field. I'm going to move 30 feet or 25 feet even. Sort of that way.
Hmm.
Pass me in my wind.
Yeah, stubble pass through a hedge and end up near Ulfar.
Yep, so see that's
Okay.
25 feet.
You don't want to be standing in front of me. Unless you're willingly walking into a windstorm. Literally, there's a wind path literally passing 45 degrees effectively away from me.
Yep, so I'm just going to bumble past
Mhm.
and end up, don't know, probably still in the bush somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. And then, do you want to do anything for your action?
I'll just ready in case I see anything or not sure what's been going on.
Okay. Ulfar.
Can I see Critel like in the edge of the light of the torch? Like,
Yes.
is he?
Well, in fact, make a perception check.
Okay.
You can see a ghostly figure.
No, it's worse than that. He can see somebody in the shades of grey wearing a
Wearing
guard
a
tabard.
tabard.
So it looks like there's two people running away from you, Ulfar.
Okay.
Yeah, the one thing that's sticking out in your mind is this livery flapping in the wind of that's matching
I
all
can-
everybody you've been fighting.
I've seen everybody else run inside, and I've seen one sort of over in this distance where I may or may not have heard some clashing from fighting. Has there been actual anybody hitting anybody?
Yeah, I stabbed the guy.
Yeah, and then yeah, no, you would have seen two people run through that edge of your sight there.
And one hit the other. No, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't have seen that. So, based on your perception roll,
Yeah, there's
you have
some
seen
guys.
two enemies
Yeah.
run that way.
He's gonna blow me, isn't he?
If you're lucky.
Would you have seen the two arrows hit the
No, that's completely in the dark for me.
well, you would have seen the arrows hit the thing, but he was holding the
I
torch.
can't see the guy. I can only
He
see
wasn't
the-
holding the torch.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find ways out of this. You've seen two enemies
I
running
know what
from
I
you.
do. I pull the cloth that was wrapped around the head of my maul on my back off. So I'm suddenly glowing with holy fire on my back. Can I do that as a bonus action?
You can like unsheath your weapon as a free interaction. That's fine.
No worries. Okay. I can now see Kasar and Duvar. So I will dispel the wind and I will run over to Kasar and I'll be like, "Hey, dude, how's your side going? Gate all cool?"
I
That out, freaking archer.
I feel like that there has been some information that Ulfar's received from somebody that wasn't himself. Maybe it was his god that told him to hold back the wind. But we'll see how that happens for him, as he's shot at by the archers on the towers.
Archers? Question mark.
You get what you deserve.
Okay.
How many archers?
Only is 3.
That's 2 hits.
But as a reaction, what I am going to do is I'm going to cast Guardian's Shield, which gives me a +5 to AC, so it gives me a 23 AC. So
Okay. Yeah, so as Ulfar uncovers his maul and illuminates himself, he's shot at by multiple arrows, which are mysteriously deflected from his fleshy parts in an otherwise deadly situation.
Can you put that out now?
Yeah.
Kretel, person running from you, continues to do so on their turn.
Opportunity attack.
He will. Let's see. No, he's not going to. He's not going to disengage. So you will get an opportunity attack.
Finish him.
Let's see how far you get. You hit.
Ignore the poison.
That is enough to kill him. So he makes it 5 feet before you run him through.
Oh, by the way, while I get to Kasar, I'll say the slaves from the things are free. I think we should probably get the fuck out of here. Just as a point of reference.
Okay. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
So at least 3 archers, 4 archers, and at least 3 guys inside at the very least.
Yeah, 3 archers definitely, isn't there?
Yeah, 3 archers on the tower. One that ran away back inside with her 2 buddies.
I'm probably the one that fell off because he's back and healthy.
I think the one that came out in the courtyard was the one that fell.
What? So he took. That would have mean he took a lot of damage without dying.
I think he only took 15 damage from the fall, if I remember.
Plus my 43.
Oh, did you shoot the archer?
Yeah, I shot the archer twice.
Oh, okay. Oh, Christ. Then yes.
Jose, if you've got like 60 health, Jesus, we're not firing back. Run.
Okay. So anything before we break?
I hope everyone gets a chance to be blown by Ulfar.
We all look forward to be blown by Alpha.
I'm gonna redo Ulfar as a drag queen.
Honestly, I was fully expecting and accepted the fact I was about to get blown.
You prepared yourself for it. You were ready. You're a little disappointed, aren't you, really?
I even checked and made sure I hadn't used my favoured by the gods yet, meaning I had 2d4 to add to the roll if I need.
Okay, so we'll end there. We'll be back Monday, hopefully with less internet issues, and we will see how this goes. For the purposes of ending it, we're still in initiative, so we will pick up with the same initiative order next week. Cheers, everyone.
All right.
Very much.
Cheers.